Welcome to LateNightCrow. This is my first upload. I will be consistently making stories, so feel free to subscribe for more future uploads. Now get cozy, grab your snacks, and enjoy. Hey, my name's Maya. I'll start by saying, I was born in the UK. I really didn't like the area I was living in, as it was always antisocial, a lot of crime happening. And I would always read the news about the crimes that would take place in my area. I finished secondary school not too long ago and decided I didn't want to go college. So I got a part-time job to put a bit of money in my pocket. I didn't love my job, but I didn't hate it either. But my boss was a bit of a weirdo. He always asked me personal questions that were over the line. I was mostly working late nights in a little corner shop, and my boss would be in his office with the doors closed. I felt pretty safe most days walking home after finally finishing work, but that one night traumatized me to this day. I finished work, same time as always, 2 in the morning. I got ready to leave work as every other day, and I informed my boss that I'm leaving. That day he was acting kinda strange, which I didn't really think much of since he always was a creep in my head. He gave me looks throughout the day. I kind of just brushed it off. Anyways, I got ready, got my stuff, and I was on my way walking home. I messaged my boyfriend to ask him if he's home from work, but I never got a reply. So I just put my headphones on and listened to music on my playlist. I felt exhausted. There's always a 10-minute dark, long, straight path covered by trees and bushes that I take as a shortcut to get home faster. It's barely got any lights, but I usually use my flashlight. As I was taking this shortcut, I got a phone call. I thought it would be my boyfriend calling me back, assuming he received my message that I've sent earlier. But to my surprise, it was a no-caller ID. Now, I usually don't pick up unknown numbers, but out of curiosity I picked up. I said, "Hello, who is this?" I got no reply other than heavy breathing on the other end, almost like someone was pacing really fast. I was kind of creeped out considering I'm on this dark path still walking home. I decided to end the call, and thankfully I didn't get another call. At that point I stopped listening to music and put my headphones in my bag. I was about 5 minutes down the path and I could hear scraping. The kind of scraping that comes from your shoes when walking on a road or pathway. I didn't think much of it. I figured it could be just another person walking behind me. I didn't look back until I had a gut feeling to look behind me. Strangely, there was no one there, but I could hear someone running into the bushes beside the path. I didn't stop. I kept walking. I just really wanted to get home, get in the shower, and have a nap. Out of nowhere, someone jumps out in front of me. I couldn't make out their face, even if I tried. They had a jacket on with a hood and a black, tight, fully covered mask on, with just the eyes appearing. I was confused, scared, and startled all at the same time. I didn't really know what to say. I would try, move out the way to walk past, but he would just step in front of me, blocking me from moving forwards. I asked, "Do you need something?" He just stared at me and got closer to me, practically breathing in my face. As he was in my face, I noticed his eyes and my stomach dropped. I felt like my guts tied themselves in 1,000 knots. It was my boss. I said, "Rob, is that you?" He looked at me strangely. I can tell he was grinning by the wrinkles on the side of his eyes. At that point, I didn't know what to do. I was terrified. He started brushing my hair with his disgusting, dirty hands. He then proceeded to ask me if I got the phone call. I was lost for words. I just stood there, frozen in place, with racing thoughts, overthinking every single possible outcome of this current situation. I stuttered, saying I just want to go home. He said in an angry tone, "No, you're coming with me." He then proceeds to grab me, gripped my hand tightly. To my luck and relief, thinking this was my chance to break free, 2 people walking a dog were walking our way. I gathered myself and screamed out for help as loud as I can. The people started running towards me, and my boss finally let go of me and ran into the forest. The dog was barking and growling, gripped tightly on the leash by the owner. They asked me what happened. I told them everything, and they asked me if I want to go to the police. I kindly said no, thanks. I just want to get home. They offered to walk me home. I thanked them and cried the whole way home. I finally got home. I was disgusted and in fear. Not long after, my boyfriend got home from a long shift at work, and he noticed that something was wrong. I told him everything that happened. He was furious. He wanted to go to my boss's workplace and burn it down. I didn't want to escalate anything further, so I tried to calm him down. He offered me to call the police, but I chose not to. We agreed on going the next morning to find me a different job. I never heard from Rob since. I don't know if he still has my number, but I'm glad that I got home safe in the end. I don't know what would have happened to me that night, but I thank God it wasn't any worse than it was. You can never be too safe, and you always have to keep an open mind about certain people. I am now working mornings in a cafe. I feel safe, and I always get home before dark. Thank you for listening to my story. It means a lot to me. Make sure to stay safe and never work late nights unless you know you can get home safely.